Oh yeah, welcome! New to the channel? Yeah. This is Motivated Results. So today what I wanted to talk about is a little bit more of the mobility tools. I want to cover the tools that I would just suggest picking up before we kind of get into the nitty-gritty of mobility and really work on specific pieces that you might have or need work on. So today what I want to really cover is just the basics of foam rollers. This is called the rumble roller. If you haven't seen these are available pretty much anywhere now. I mean, if you shop Amazon, which a lot of people do, these are on there. If you go to places like Big 5 Sporting Goods, would they have those? Maybe not. But like Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's, they carry these guys. What you've also probably seen in your gym is kind of like the basic soft rumble rollers. They look a lot like this, except they don't have the nipples. I'm gonna see how many terms I could fit into this video. So that's what I mean by nipples. So essentially what the idea with the foam roller is that you use it to really, first of all, loosen and then break down any muscle tissue that you may have. A lot of these tools really are like having a deep tissue massage. I can't freaking talk today. And so if you're not somebody that's gonna drop, you know, 50, 60 bucks a week on having this tissue broken down, it just makes sense to go ahead and invest a little bit of money in your own health. This is something I would probably even recommend to people over lifting weights or over getting into any heavy duty strength training, because I feel like this is usually what goes for people no matter what stage in life you're in. So I'm gonna show you guys some basic techniques with this guy. I was originally gonna pick up another roller to show you guys, but it's the same shit. So for one video, not gonna happen. So let me set up and then we'll show you guys exactly my thoughts on how to use these, because I feel there is a small variation between the two. And yeah. So as you can tell, it's basically a basic roller. Let's see if I need to adjust this camera. Hold on. All right, here we go. So this is the roller. So pretty basic stuff. So in my opinion, the biggest difference between this guy and his cheaper counterpart is that with this one, it works a little better if you maintain the tense part of the muscle versus the other one where it almost works like just a regular dough roller. So my suggestion for you for using this is very simply, for example, if you're gonna break down your back, right? See if I can get a camera angle here. So traditionally, what you would do is kind of get on the roller, and most people just kind of do this, right? Which is all fine and dandy, but if you're really looking to break down some tissue, I would suggest just kind of going in and going slow in the beginning, because at the beginning, if you're very, very, very tense, it's gonna be a little painful. It's actually gonna be pretty painful. So what I would suggest is go slow in the beginning and then work your way into a little bit more intense. If you're very new to this and you're very tight, this particular roller will be a little much for you, but in the end, this is probably what you want in reality. So here we go. So what I would suggest is get in there, and if you're using the smoother roller, you know, get in there in the beginning and just kind of get a quick roll, a good little roll. That way everything kind of loosens up. You're going to hear a lot of popping, a lot of cracking. That's normal. A lot of that is just kind of your muscles and your bone structure just, you know, stabilizing. Feel a little tight. My back's a little tight. Good thing I'm doing this. I got deadlifts tomorrow. So one thing to consider with this version is to, after you've kind of rolled a little bit and gotten your back a little massage, I guess, what I would suggest is find a tight spot. So find a spot that you find slightly painful, go to that spot and just lay there. So let's say this is a really tight spot for me, which is still slightly tighter than other areas. So find a spot and then just lay there. Don't tense up, don't flex your muscles, don't do anything, but just lay there. Allow your body weight to put stress on the roller and your back, really.
and just allow it to just kind of loosen everything up. Then kind of move to the next spot. Let it break down a little bit. It's going to be a little painful in the beginning, I'm not going to lie to you. And then you just kind of roll it out. So that, in my opinion, is the biggest difference between this roller and its counterpart, because these little guys, there's a little bit of give to them. Let me see if I can get in the camera. There's a little bit of give to them, but not much. And so what that does is that it does allow you to break the tissue down a little bit. Essentially what you're doing is, if you have like a tight tissue, it gnaws at it. A lot like a deep tissue massage, really. So that's my suggestion, but I mean, this roller could be used for anything. I mean, if you have tight abs, you can do the ab work. If you have tight quads, which I've done, you can do quads. Just make sure you don't flex your muscles. What I would also suggest for you guys that are doing a lot of sumo deads, kind of get the inner of the thigh, you can kind of go in there and break down the tissue. And like I said, it's a little painful. I don't know if you guys see that. Break down the tissue a little bit. A lot of this stuff is kind of going to be painful for you in the beginning. That's kind of my disclaimer. Take it slow, but in the end, you're going to see a lot more benefit from doing this on a regular basis versus not. What I would suggest is kind of throwing this into your routine. You could do this for a good 5-10 minutes every morning, and it's going to help you a lot with any sort of tightness. So this is definitely a step one. I would say that if you have even more tightness in particular areas, or certain areas that maybe after strength training that feel like they gnawed up on you, then we move on to the next level, which is the lacrosse ball. And that's pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about just breaking down the tissue and using the roller. If you take anything away from this, what I want you to really consider is really sitting and laying on the area, letting the roller and your weight break down the tissue, especially if you have a rumble roller versus the smooth version. I highly suggest that you pick this up, no matter if you're doing strength training, no matter if you're doing just regular cardio. Your body gets tight over the years, and it gets tight over any sort of activity. So pick it up. You'll thank me later. That's it. Questions, comments, let me know. Appreciate the views, guys. Feel free to hit that like button if you like the video. And that's it. See you guys next time.